Hi gang, thank you for joining me. Today is going to be a nice full body flowy Pilates class. I'm still recovering from a cold, but there's nothing like getting that body moving, a bit of stretching, a bit of increasing that heart rate to get you feeling better. So I hope you enjoy. Let's start off feet hip distance apart. I'm going to lengthen through the spine, squeeze through the waist, and just roll those shoulders back. Deep inhale through the nose. And then exhale, let's tuck the chin towards the chest. And we're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down. Hanging nice and heavy, body over legs. So we're heavy through the head, heavy through the arms, lengthening through the spine. And let's just gently sway side to side, rolling one arm forward and then the other, getting that stretch through the back of our spine. And let's come back to the center. Gentle nod of the head to say yes. Try to release any tension that you're holding. And a shake of the head to say no. Let's bend through the right knee. Take our right hand to our left ankle and we're twisting through the torso, reaching up towards the ceiling. Try to feel your tailbone pressing back and we're using that pressure of our hand on our ankle to really twist through the spine, stretching into that lumbar spine. Eye gaze is up towards our fingertips. And let's fold forward. We'll come to the other side. Hello, Beano. So left hand to right ankle and we're twisting through the torso, reaching up to the ceiling. Exhaling into this pose. And let's fold forward from here, hanging nice and heavy. Let's take a hold of our elbows. So hands on the elbows, and then we're going to lengthen through the spine like you're trying to press your elbows down towards the ground. Find that stretch through that lumbar spine and through the back of our legs. And let's pulse to lengthen here, pressing those elbows towards the mat. Exhale into that stretch. Let's go for 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, we're hanging heavy here. Let's release the elbows. Take a deep inhale through the nose and then exhale, roll up. Rebuild the spine, one vertebrae at a time, rolling those shoulders back all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Let's come into our squat series. So our feet are hip distance apart. Our toes are tracking straight forward, and we're rolling those shoulders back. Let's take a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, we're going to press down. Bottom comes down towards the heels. And then we're going to press all the way up. I think I got my breathing wrong there. So it's inhale to go down and then exhale to press up. As we press up, we're squeezing through the waist, opening through the chest, pressing through those heels to squeeze through those glutes. Getting tongue-tied. Let's go for 4 more. 3. Going as deep as you can. 2. Can we hold down on this last one? We're going to lift our right heel up and then press it down, and then our left. We are alternating here. Try to keep as low as you can with those hips. Alternating sides, pressing into those thighs. Can we go 1 more? Either side. And press both heels down. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, come all the way up to standing. 1 breath to recover. And then we're going to press all the way down, coming into our squat position, holding as deep as we can. And can we pulse from here? So hips come up 2 inches and then down 2 inches. Let's go for 8. 7, making sure those knees are coming over the second toe. 6, 5, 4 more. 3, 2. Make our last one as deep as we can go. And then we're coming all the way up. Beautiful, giving those legs a nice shake. Lovely. Alrighty, let's step into our wide second. So stepping those legs out to the side. Now we want to make sure our knees are still coming over that second toe. So making sure those toes aren't so turned out that your knees have to roll in, and vice versa, they're not so turned in that your knees roll out. So finding your comfortable second position here. Hands are coming onto our hips. Let's come into our deep plie lunge here. We're going to pulse up and down 2 inches around that challenge spot. Nice. Now making sure here that our shoulders are staying over our hips, so we're not letting them collapse forward. We're nice and strong through that spine. Let's go for 4 more here. 3. On our last one, can we hold down in our position? Can we transfer weight over towards one side and then over to the other? Nice and low with those hips. Squeezing through the waist. Your hips might be grinding and popping and cracking like mine are, but they should feel nice and loose after you finish. Let's go 1 more to either side and then coming back to our center position. Now try and keep your hips as low as you can as we lift both heels off and then lower them down. Can we go here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, last one, pressing those heels down. Can we bring those hips down a little bit further and then all the way up? Give those legs a shake. Whew. Let's leave those legs out where they are. We're going to bring our arms out to the side and come into a bit of a hip and our side stretch. So can we keep our legs straight, tilt through our hips and then reach our hand down as far as we can onto that leg? Then we're going to come all the way up, squeezing through the waist and to the other side. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but that was my hip popping. Feels better now, actually. Other side. Nice. Squeezing through the waist, finding your own range here. Doesn't matter if you can only touch your thigh, that's totally fine. Using that waist to keep our stability. Can we go 1 more either side? Last one. And coming back to the center. Let's bring those legs all the way back in together. Give it everything a shake. Whew, I'm already puffed. Alrighty, let's shuffle to the back of our mat. Feet underneath our hips. Deep inhale, let's lengthen up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, we're going to fold forward. Body comes over our legs and then we're going to walk out into our A-frame position. So here we're on our hands and our feet. We're pressing our heels into the mat and our tailbone up towards the ceiling. Exhaling into this pose. This is a really nice stretch. Trying to focus here and bringing that chest a little bit closer towards the thighs as you press those heels a little bit deeper into the mat. And we can bend and extend through those knees, stretching through the back of the legs, working through our nice stretch here. And let's press both heels into the mat. From here, we're going to bend both knees. So both knees, control press down towards the mat. See, we can tap those knees and then extend through the back of the knees to come back into our full stretch position. Can we go here for 8? So we're nice and strong through the shoulders, squeezing through that waist for our control. 6. Now, if you can't go the whole way, it's totally fine just to go halfway. Find your own range with those knees. 5. 4 more. 3. 2. Last one. Let's come all the way back into our A-frame position. All right, next stretch. Can we extend our right leg up towards the ceiling? Now to start off with, can we try and keep those hips square? So rather than opening that right hip up towards the ceiling, we're keeping both hips angled down towards the ground. So you won't get your leg quite as high. And step it down. And left. Step. Nice. 3. 4. You'll notice the stretch gets a little bit more intense on your supporting side as you lift the opposite leg up. Exhale to extend. Can we go 1 more? Either side. Both feet are onto the mat. Already into our stretch. So right leg lifts up. Now we can open that right hip out to the side. You'll feel that leg can lift up a little bit higher. And then we're going to bend our knees. So really try to feel like you're driving that bent knee over our head. Exhaling into this pose. And release. Let's come to the other side. So left leg lifts up. We're opening the hip, bending the knee, and driving that knee over our head. And let's step that foot back down. All right, let's come forward into our plank. So we're lifting up out of the shoulder sockets, squeezing through the waist and rolling ourselves forward into our plank position. Now you might need to move your hands a little bit further forward so they come underneath your shoulders, holding here. So finding our plank position, shoulders are over our wrists, we're lifting up out of our shoulder sockets and we're squeezing through the waist. And can we work through these two poses? So we're holding our plank position and then we're hinging back. Tailbone comes up, we're in our A-frame position. Lifting up, rolling forward, squeezing through the waist into our plank. And then we're rolling back into our A-frame. Can we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, holding our plank on this last one. Can we take 8 breaths? Inhale and exhale. 2, squeezing through the waist. 3, 4, almost there, keeping those hips in line with our shoulders. 5, 6, 7, last one. Dropping those knees down, bottom towards heels. Oh, my knees popped. Everything is popping and cracking today. Let's roll back into our child's pose position. Really relaxing into this stretch. And let's walk our hands around to the right side of our body. So it's like you're making yourself into a small C shape. Exhaling into this pose. You should get a nice stretch down the side of your arm. And let's walk those hands around to the other side, stretching through the other side. And let's come all the way back to the center. Beautiful. Let's come into our 4-point kneeling position. So our hands are underneath our shoulders and our knees are underneath our hips. Making sure here we're lifting up out of the shoulder sockets. We're squeezing through the waist and we have that tiny little bend through our elbows. All right, happy cat, grumpy cat. Deep inhale. C shape through the spine. Chin comes towards the chest. We're finding that separation at the back of our shoulder blades. And then exhale, tailbone presses back, chest presses forward, and we look forward. Finding that full range the opposite way. And let's work through those two poses. So all the way up, all the way back. Getting that flexibility and articulation through the spine. Can we go one more? Either way, and then back to our neutral position. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's come onto our back. Now that we have that flexibility through our spine, let me just move my microphone a little bit so I'm not going to sit down onto it. So coming down to sit onto our bottom, we have our feet out in front of us. Now find that distance where you can have your feet both onto the mat, your toes are pressed onto the mat, but still have a straight spine. You'll notice that if your legs are too far away, you can't touch your feet onto the mat. And if they're too close together, you've got that little curl through the spine. So find that nice in-between position. Squeeze through the waist, rolling those shoulders back. Let's reach those arms forward. Imagine someone is poking you in the belly button. So feel that person poking you in the belly button. We're going to C-shape through the spine, roll backwards. Now you'll find a challenge spot where you feel like you want to lift those toes off the mat. We're going to hold here and then come all the way back to our starting position opening through the chest. Let's roll back, find our challenge point. Hold here, and then come all the way up. Beautiful. All right, just experimenting here. So see if you can find your challenge point, and each time, can we just push that point half an inch further, squeezing through the waist. 4, 5, 6, 7. Can we hold in our challenge spot on this last one? From here, just an inch, pulsing up and then pulsing back around that challenge point. Really find that C shape through your spine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. Let's come all the way up. Beautiful. Can we just release through the spine? So coming into our butterfly pose. So soles of the feet are coming together. We're holding our hands onto our ankles. From here, can we try and lengthen through the spine and then fold forward. So chest is leading. You can use those elbows to drive into those knees. Try to make that head heavy, finding that stretch, opening up through the hips. And let's just take a few breaths here to catch our breath. Coming all the way up. Beautiful. Alrighty, second set, we're going to come more into our obliques now. So, same starting position, opening through the chest, reaching those arms forward. We're going to C-shape through the spine. We're going to roll backwards. We're going to come all the way up. Can we lift the arms? And then we're going to bring those arms over towards the left, twisting through the torso, reaching all the way up, and then twisting over towards the right. We're here for 8, 7. Now focusing here as we twist, try and really get that twist through the spine. It's not just the arms crossing over, the twist is through our torso. And to the other side. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, coming all the way up. Opening through the chest, let's come back into our butterfly pose to release through the hips. And just rest that head down. And let's come all the way up. We're going to roll down onto our back and come into some pelvic curls. So our feet are hip distance apart. You'll find that your hips and pubic bone are level, and you'll have that nice little natural arch of your spine, that little gap between your lumbar spine and your mat. Let's rest those arms down by our side and really relax, sinking into the mat. So our pelvic curl is that roll through the spine. So let's take a deep inhale in. And then as we exhale, we're going to tuck that pelvis under, lift the hips up, and then feel one vertebrae at a time lifting off the mat to come just in between those shoulder blades. So making sure we're not going so far that we're coming to the base of our neck. We're just resting in between those shoulder blades. And let's think about being nice and tight through that core. So imagining you're shortening the distance between the bottom of your ribs and the top of your hips, and that's nice and tight there. Deep inhale through the nose. And then exhale, melt down, one vertebrae at a time, massaging that spine back into the mat. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under, rolling up, and then we're rolling all the way down. Let's go for 6 more. Making sure we're holding no tension through that head and the neck. Just enjoy that massage roll through the spine. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, we're going to roll all the way up and we're going to hold here, squeezing through the waist. Can we come into some pulses? So drop those hips just 2 inches and then lift them up, squeezing into the glutes. We're here for 16, 15, 14, working into those glutes, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. 3. On our last one, can we hold those hips lifted? Now you have your palms to press into the mat if you need them. Squeeze through the waist. Can we lift our right leg into tabletop and then extend it out long? We're here for 8. Squeezing through the waist, pressing through that left heel. So really squeezing through that left glute to hold our stability. 5. 4 more. 3. 2. Last one. Let's bring that leg back in, step it down. The left leg comes into tabletop. We are extending and we are bending. Can we go here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, last one, and let's step that foot back down. Can we take a deep inhale through the nose? And then exhale, we're melting down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, all the way back to our neutral spine position. Let's hug those knees into the chest. And we're going to gently rock side to side, massaging the spine and the back of the hips into the mat. Alrighty, one more for the core here. Keep a hold of your right knee in your right hand, left knee in left hand. Let's hug ourselves up into a tight little ball. So forehead is towards the knees, squeezing through the waist. Try to feel your lumbar spine staying in contact with the mat as we extend out into a banana shape. Circle the arms around and then hug back up into that little ball. Can we go here for 8? Now, the wider you extend your arms and legs, the more pressure this is going to be on the core. So if you're finding it a little bit too much, just shorten that distance. Let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and release. Well done. Whew. Let's rock ourselves up to sitting, and we'll just finish off with a nice stretch. So let's extend that left leg out long in front of us. Cross that right ankle just on top of our left knee. We're going to try and press that right knee down towards the mat. And we're folding ourselves forward from here, stretching into that right glute. If you can, try to make that head heavy right at the end to really release into this stretch. And let's come all the way up. Swapping to the other side. Left ankle over right knee. Lengthening through the spine. And let's fold forward from here. Exhaling into that stretch. One more breath here. And let's come all the way up. Beautiful. Finding yourself in a comfortable position to finish. Resting those hands on our knees. Let's C shape through the spine. Roll backwards. And then roll forward. Open through the chest. And roll backwards. Stretching through the spine. Roll forward. Opening through the chest. Can we go one more to either way? And coming back to the center. We are all done. I am certainly puffed. I found that one quite tough. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, don't forget to like or comment. Let me know what you think, what else you'd like to see, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.